All right, so let's just cut the crap and dive right into this Olympics bullshit, Salt Lake City's hosting the Winter Games again in 2034. Didn't they just have those there like a million years ago?
Well, 2002 wasn't exactly a million years ago, but yeah, they are getting them again.
What?
It's only the 5th city to host the Winter Olympics twice, actually. Pretty wild, right?
So the International Olympic Committee, those IOC bigwigs, they just said, hey, Salt Lake City, want to do it again?
Not exactly.
Like it's some kind of family reunion or something?
There's this new bidding process, but let's be real. The IOC basically handpicks cities they think won't screw things up.
Right.
Salt Lake City, with all the venues from 2002 still standing, was a safe bet. They've even been using the Utah Olympic Park for international events all this time.
So they're just recycling the whole goddamn thing.
It's definitely cost-effective.
Sounds like a cheap-ass move to me.
But there's a catch. Remember that whole doping scandal with the Chinese athletes and the World Anti-Doping Agency?
Oh, yeah, that whole mess.
The WADO, for short.
Yeah, the WADO, weren't people accusing WADO of covering shit up?
Exactly. And get this. The IOC told Salt Lake City they have to play by WADA's rules, even though the U.S. is investigating WADA for potentially covering up for those Chinese athletes.
Hold on. So they're telling Salt Lake City to kiss ass to an organization they might be investigating.
Talk about a fucked up situation.
That's some serious bullshit.
It definitely seems like the IOC is flexing their muscles here. You gotta wonder if Salt Lake City had any choice but to agree.
Probably not. Those IOC guys always get what they want. But hold on. I heard they had to change some of the venues last minute.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that?
The Delta Center was supposed to host figure skating and short track, but now it's going to be used for ice hockey.
Oh, really?
Apparently, the owner of the new Utah Hockey Club, Ryan Smith, wanted his team to play in the Olympics, and he's got enough pull to make it happen.
Figures. Money talks, right. So we've got recycled venues, a potential doping cover-up, and last-minute venue change.
Yeah.
What a fucking mess.
And we haven't even talked about the broadcasting situation yet. NBC's contract with the IOC ends in 2032, so they'll need a new deal for 2034.
Oh, yeah. The money-making machine needs to keep churning. Think NBC will cough up the dough.
Reuters reported that the IOC is waiting for the best market conditions before signing anything. They're going to squeeze every last penny out of this thing.
Sounds about right. But seriously, will anyone even watch this shit?
That's the million-dollar question. Will the 2034 Games be a repeat of Salt Lake City's success back in 2002? Or will all this controversy surrounding Nevada overshadow the whole damn thing?
Who knows? But one thing's for sure. Salt Lake City's going to be rolling in cash. Didn't you say they made a killing hosting some winter sports events back in 2013 and 2014?
Yeah, they raked in a cool $27.3 million from hosting 16 events.
Really?
Not bad for a couple weeks of skiing and skating.
Not bad at all. But is that a sign that Salt Lake City's a good bet for another Olympics? Or is this whole thing going to crash and burn faster than a drunken bobsledder?
It's hard to say. Reusing the venues is smart, but the WA situation is a ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
And we don't even know who's going to broadcast the damn thing.
So it's a mixed bag. Sounds like we're in for a wild ride. What else you got for me? Spill the beans.
Well, think about the impact on the athletes themselves, Moving figure skating and short track from the Delta Center to a smaller venue, that's got to affect their performance somehow, right?
Yeah, good point. Imagine training your whole life to skate in this massive arena, and then suddenly you're crammed into this tiny rink. That's got to mess with your head.
Exactly. And then there's the question of seating capacity. Will there be enough room for all the fans?
Right, because those figure skating moms are going to be pissed if they can't get tickets to see the little snowflakes whirl around.
Speaking of snowflakes, this whole WADA situation could really snowball into a PR nightmare for the IOC.
Yeah, if the U.S. investigation finds that WID was covering up for China, the IOC is going to look like a bunch of spineless ass-kissers.
And that could impact everything. Sponsorships, viewership, even athlete participation.
Imagine some countries boycotting the games because they just don't trust Vogjot. That would be a total shit show.
It's not out of the realm of possibility. Remember what happened in 1980 with the U.S. boycott of the Moscow Olympics?
Yeah, there was a whole Cold War thing, right?
Yeah.
This Vogjot miss could be just as bad, especially with all the geopolitical tensions these days.
Right. The Olympics are supposed to be about bringing countries together, but they can also become a flashpoint for conflict.
Well, that's what makes it interesting, right? It's not all just about happy, clappy sportsmanship and singing Kumbaya. There's real drama and political bullshit going on behind the scenes.
For sure. And let's not forget about the economic side of things. Hosting the Olympics is a massive financial gamble for a city.
Yeah, they're basically betting that the influx of tourists and all the fancy new infrastructure will pay off in the long run.
And it doesn't always work out that way. There's a whole history of Olympic cities going bankrupt or ending up with white elephant stadiums they can't even use after the games are over.
Yeah, like that giant bird's nest stadium in Beijing. What the hell are they doing with that thing now?
Good question. But hey, at least Salt Lake City is reusing their old venues, so they're already a step ahead in terms of cost management.
True, but they're still going to have to shell out a ton of cash for security and transportation and all the other logistical crap that comes with hosting a global event.
And let's not forget about those sweet, sweet broadcasting rights. The IOC is going to milk that cow for all it's worth.
Speaking of milking, do you think NBC will still be the ones calling the shots in 2034?
It's up in the air. Streaming services like Netflix and Amazon are getting into the live sports game, so there could be some serious competition for those broadcasting rights.
Imagine watching the Olympics on Netflix, with commercials for Stranger Things and Squid Game popping up between ski jumps and figure skating routines.
It's a new world, man. The way we consume media is changing, and the Olympics are going to have to adapt if they want to stay relevant.
Yeah, they can't just rely on the same old formula of cheesy opening ceremonies and dramatic medal counts. They need to find a way to connect with a younger audience who are used to instant gratification and viral content.
Agreed. They need to up their social media game, create more interactive experiences, and maybe even ditch some of those obscure sports that nobody watches anyway.
Like curling.
I like curling.
Yeah, you and like 5 other people on the planet.
Yeah.
But seriously, they need to make some changes if they want to avoid becoming a relic of the past.
It'll be interesting to see what they come up with. But for now, let's get back to Salt Lake City.
All right, let's do it. What other juicy tidbits do you have for me about the 2034 games? All right, so we've talked about all the drama and the bullshit surrounding these Olympics. But let's cut to the chase. Why the hell should anyone even care about this whole Salt Lake City 2034 thing?
Well, for starters, it's a chance to witness some seriously badass athletic feats. We're talking about the best of the best pushing human limits in ways you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, I get it. Watching some crazy snowboarder defy gravity or a speed skater fly across the ice is pretty cool.
Right.
But is that all there is to it?
Yeah.
Isn't it just a giant circle jerk for national pride and corporate sponsors?
There's definitely an element of that for sure.
Yeah.
The Olympics tap into our tribal instincts.
Right.
We want to see our country kick ass, and corporations are more than happy to cash in on that sentiment. But it's also about more than just winning medals.
All right, I'm listening. Give me the deeper meaning of this whole Olympic shebang.
Think about it. For a few weeks, athletes from all over the world come together to compete peacefully, even when their countries are at each other's throats on the political stage.
Okay, I'll admit there's something kind of poetic about that. Like, even if the world is going to shit, at least we can all agree on who's the best at luge or whatever.
Exactly. It's a reminder that there's still something that connects us as human beings, even in the midst of all the division and chaos.
And let's not forget about the inspirational aspect of it all. Seeing some underdog athlete overcome incredible odds to achieve their dreams can be pretty damn powerful.
Absolutely. The Olympics are full of those stories. It's a reminder that anything is possible if you're willing to put in the work and never give up.
So it's like a giant televised motivational poster with a side of nationalistic fervor and corporate greed.
Pretty much. But hey, who doesn't love a good spectacle?
True enough. And let's be real, even with all the bullshit surrounding the Olympics, there's still a cultural touchstone that brings people together. We watch, we argue, we cheer, we cry.
Yeah.
It's a shared experience that transcends borders and languages.
Well said. And as for Salt Lake City 2034, it's shaping up to be a wild ride. We've got the doping controversy, the broadcasting uncertainty, the venue changes, and all the other drama that comes with hosting the Olympics.
So it's a potential shit show wrapped in a glittering package of athleticism and international intrigue. Sounds like my kind of party.
Exactly. Buckle up, folks. It's going to be a wild one.
And there you have it, folks. The 2034 Winter Olympics. A potential clusterfuck of epic proportions, brought to you live from the snowy peaks of Salt Lake City. Tune in if you dare.
And in the meantime, start placing your bets on who's going to win the gold, who's going to get busted for doping, and whether the whole damn thing will implode before the closing ceremony.
This is going to be good. Until next time, stay frosty.